So over the weekend, the Tennessee Titans traded for L'Jarius Sneed. And it looks like today that they gave him a big contract. When the trade happened, I was a little surprised because I'm not sure the Tennessee Titans should be in the business of adding high-quality, expensive talent at this point in their rebuild. But I give them a little bit of credit for doing something that makes them more competitive next year.
They've done two things this offseason that show that they're done with this stripping of parts era that they were in, ranging from moving on from A.J. Brown to most recently Derrick Henry, others along the way, Kevin Byard, Danico Autry. I mean, it's been a lot of changes, but they go and they get L'Jarius Sneed. They only traded a third-round pick for him. And on top of that, they went and they got Calvin Ridley away from the Jacksonville Jaguars. And for all those people that are here in Houston that believe that since the Houston Texans have C.J. Stroud on a rookie contract, these are the kind of moves that they should make, this is the team to watch. Because this is the team that, if they are correct with these two moves that they did this offseason, making some big splashes, this would make you right. Person who was banging the table for the Houston Texans to make the big move that you feel Danielle Hunter wasn't, that you feel Joe Mixon wasn't. Because there are some people that are like that out there. I'll give them credit, though. I mean, I thought that they were perhaps going to give it one more year to really get everything moving forward. Clearly, they have a lot of confidence in Will Levis, and they're hoping a quarterback on a rookie deal is going to be able to make things happen, especially if he's got another good corner on the other side of things. Wouldn't say that was Tennessee's big issue last year, though. It just felt like Tennessee was a mess from top to bottom in so many different ways.
Yeah, it was. And I differ from you on the Calvin Ridley contract. To me, he is a player who hasn't shown that he was what he once was in Atlanta. He had some moments, but this is a guy who missed basically 2 years of football. And I like Calvin Ridley, the football player. So I hope for his sake that coming off the injury, the unjust, unfair suspension that he was given, that he can, get it back together.
Never has an athlete been more apologetic for something he did not need to be apologetic for.
It's pretty crazy that they suspended him for an entire year.
He wrote that whole piece in the Players Tribune, which I was too lazy to read all of. But, I mean, I glossed over it, and there were so many segments where he's like, man, I let so many people down. It's like, no, man, this is not nearly as bad as some of the many other things that NFL players do.
Yeah.
So I get where you're coming from where, hey, he wasn't that special with the Jaguars this past season. But I think the Jaguars are going to miss him.
Oh, I think they will too. The Gabe Davis for Calvin Ridley swap is not a good one. So to me, Jacksonville, as much as we all wanted Eric Armstead to be a Houston Texan, that is not this move that belongs in a category that makes them elite.
I don't know.
Adding that in Gabe Davis.
I think it's a good move, though. I mean,
it is a good move. Yeah.
I don't know if the Jaguars got better, but I feel like the Colts have improved this offseason. I feel like the Jaguars have, in a way, not as much as you would want them to. I think the Jaguars were still in that, like, oh, well, we're still like an 8 or 9 win team. But the Titans have gotten a little bit better as well. And, I mean, they challenged you the first time that you played them this past season. Obviously, Case Keenum was under center for that game. So I think the AFC South is going to be a little bit better this season. I think the Houston Texans schedule is going to lend itself to this division, even though it's one that we just historically look at. It's like, whatever. It's the AFC South. It's probably going to be a little bit more difficult for them to win this thing this year.
Yeah, the big thing will be definitely Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, and then if Trevor Lawrence can stop fumbling the football, depending on how good these teams are.
How does he keep fumbling?
He has the most fumbles in the NFL, and it's not even close.
It's insane. I think it's 28 over 3 years or something like that.
And he doesn't lose all of them, but it's staggering how many times. I didn't know that one day Jeremy pointed out, and it kind of blew my mind a little bit that someone that good could be that careless and just reckless with the football.
I think I'd have a solution. Like if he put product in his hair, he could, when he takes his helmet off on the sideline, he could get a little stickum on his hands.
But that's a delicate balance because you don't want the ball to stick when you try to throw it.
I think you want a little bit of stick on it, though. A little bit of stick. Not too much stick, just a little bit of stick. And I mean, honestly, he might need a little stick because he overthrows people all the time. But with Lawrence, I mean, the man has no product in his hair.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of weird. And I feel like, yeah, if he puts a little product in his hair, he might actually be able to hold on to the football. Also, his hair won't make him look like
Sunshine?
No, because he doesn't look like Sunshine. He doesn't look like Sunshine. He looks like a medieval page.
You don't think he looks like Sunshine?
No.
From Remember the Titans?
Sunshine's objectively handsome. No, this Trevor Lawrence is whatever.
But does he need to do what Sunshine did? Sunshine was a better football player when he cut his hair.
I don't even remember that part of Remember the Titans. Did they make him cut his hair?
Yeah, they cut his hair and it was like short, like the last like half of the movie.
How
I think it was like the whole time basically.
I look at not Sunshine. I look at Trevor Lawrence and I see a young King Arthur from King Arthur and the Sword and the Stone, the terrible Disney movie.
Okay,
and that's what I see. It's just like a medieval page boy who would have like died like at the age of 20 from like a whooping cough in the midst of a campaign to retake back Jerusalem.
He looks like a Lannister cousin or something.
Yeah, that's good.
Better.
That's good.
That's better.
3076 looks like a Hanson brother. Also good. Yeah. What side of Game of Thrones is Trevor Lawrence on? He's on Team Green, I assume.
Oh yeah.
He's on the wrong side of history.
Oh, I forget what side.
Even though I guess that's technically the right side of history.
The Lannisters are in this coming season. They were in the last season.
Oh yeah, there was the twins, right?
There were a couple of Lannisters. They seemed like betas though.
Yeah, they're just they're popping in. You know?
Yeah, they're not
trying to get wives with dragons. You know, they're trying to be sugar daddy or sugar babies.
Who isn't trying to get?
Who doesn't want to have a wife with a dragon?
For the 832, Trevor Lawrence is the human version of Jar Jar Binks. Now that's just
I can kind of see. In a weird way, I can see Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks would fumble that many times.
Yeah, and the hair is kind of like the ears. I see.
Jar Jar Binks was a Sith Lord, though.
Yeah, I've seen that theory before.
Yeah, he really was like the reason why the Empire rose.
He's just so annoying, and no one took him seriously.
I mean,
they should just make that a Disney Plus show.
I mean, it's
better than all the other ones.
It's such a common theory. I mean, they made the Marvel What If. They could do the same thing with Star Wars.
He was supposed to be a bigger factor in the prequel movies, but everyone hated him so much, so they basically wrote him out of the script.
He was just so terrible.
Legitimately, he played his way out of the script.
It's like if the Nets said yes to the Jalen Green trade. That's what it would
yeah, pretty much.